Well, hello, this is Timothy's Total Knowledge channel, and I thought to bring you some insight of what I have been doing the latest amount of time in StarMade. I have been building this large ship, which is one of my very first really large ships in StarMade. This has so far taken very much time, so I have been building on this thing with all sorts of advanced systems and as much nice interior as I can make. While I have been doing this, I have listened to the audible recording of Memoirs of a Geisha. Very interesting book so far. Anyways, this little ship, it's not done, as you probably can see, is so far called Hyaku Paasento. Well, and I was just installing the ion missile turrets. I will have another one here, but I will tell you the overall things of, well, how it will turn out, because the last detailing take very much work, because I really want it to be like as good as I can make it. So every single block I think through, and that takes especially more time in detailing. We also have some entrances for the, well, docking bay, which we will be looking further on, or not docking bay, that's, I mean the cargo bay. The cargo bay. And you can see I have tried to design an interesting shape of engines, which I'm happy with the result. It looks like a Far East monster eyes, but also like advanced engines. I kind of enjoy them. I slapped on some anti-missile turrets there. And here we have fake windows to make the ship look a bit more crowded from far away. Also the 100% sign I thought that I should remove if I release the ship, so people can put their own namings on them. That's just, well, anyways, here we have the something United Serial Dock Universal Serial Dock USD Type 1. Yeah, something like that. Anyways, that's that type of dock. And you might have noticed that on all my builds I have a green and a red light. And what this is, it does that the backside of the rail facing direction is red, and the front side, or the direction the railing is pointing, is green. And I use this as often as I can. Here I only have the red on where the backside is. That's one of very few exceptions. But well, you can see it on basically all the dock on the capital planet. And you can see this is a very interesting addition I made for this ship. This power systems, you can see it's not the most best type of power system, but it's quite good. And you can see this is really it's a backup system that's not very vulnerable against damage, because you don't destroy the entire structure. So far all the interiors are just a bit basic so far, but well, I decided to mix in the machinery inside the interior, so it really looked like this cramped ship thing. This anyways is the main power. It goes all the way, like 4 rods in the middle, right down, and all of them go through the entire length of the ship. These structures are quite vulnerable, but have a very high yield of power. It's 3-axis power generation. Anyhow, they are inside the entire ship, and I will give you a nice real tour of the ship. Let's go inside a set. You can see here we have not really finished yet. but I will go and show you everything. Also, I have not made any gravity things yet. Here anyways is the ship system halls. Not all the systems that might be in the end are added here, but most of them. Of course, the weapons server hall is somewhere else. Here is a air Luftsluss, let me think, airlock, yes, to the outside of the ship, and you can see it looks quite much like a boat, and I wanted to make a ship in space, and I got very much inspired by spaceship Yamato, Space Battleship Yamato, or I think the series in the United States was called Star Blazers or something like that. Very good series, classical anime. Well, we will go through and we will look at the systems later on that I have so far, and I haven't really done this completely done yet with all these start things, and this is not done. But here we have the interior, and we have the gates opening with the lights, yellow lights and also the green lights telling that the dock is available, and this system works. If you want to learn how to make different types of doors, I maybe could do a tutorial for you. If that's not out, it took some time for me to figure this out, how to make it, but it eventually got it working. This is the parts where I am most proud of the ship, that the openness, that the ship kind of is open in the front, and different technical parts and machinery are like sticking out. And that's I have not decided how I will cover this up, because I don't want to cover it up too much, as you might imagine, because I want them showing a bit. Here we have the cargo bay. It's a smaller cargo bay, more space than you actually need, but not overwhelmingly much, as this is not a cargo ship. But well, here inside we can have weird persons sleeping, like that psychopath kid from Mass Effect, and she's like sleeping in the cargo bay because she's a bit different, but very powerful with her magical Mass Effect magical things. Anyways, this, my friends, is the server hall, or the weapons server hall. Here I have my weapon system stacked, and you can see this is a weird direction, and that is because this is the missile stuff. And around here we have a not really quite done server hall thing, but here we can look once again out on the nice surroundings. Let's see, what floor have we missed? Oh yes, walking up here, I actually can find my way in my own ship. It's very interesting. Oh yeah, here we are. Here we have the machinery hall, where we have the technical parts stored. We have shield generation, power generation. This is very much power generation, and here we have the connected power storages, in addition to the jump drives and enhancers for the turrets, as well as a backside window. And you can see this is quite extensive, but I wanted to keep it a bit open so you can walk in the machinery hall. Also, I decided to display most of my logic blocks, not only because they are quite decorative, but also to add up to the roleplay fashion. I don't aim to make a very effective ship, I want to make a decent ship that has some roleplay value when I'm done with it. That means... I don't even remember what I was going to say. Well, whatever. we will look at the ship systems so far. Here you can sit on here and go inside the ship. We have a fast look around. We have anti-missiles, another 2 of anti-missile turrets, and here we have the beginning of the main turret as well as the scanner computers sticking up. And here we have those iron things. Oh, I remember what I was going to say also. Not only to add a roleplay value to have all the logic visible, but also so that you can fix it and alter it while on the go. Because actually, if you want a roleplay ship, you might want to fix it in character, if I would so say. Anyways, yeah. These tools are not, these are engines. Even though this is a large ship, the acceleration is quite fast, which is something that I think is really good. We will turn on the HUD. Let's see here. Yeah, like that. Here we have the shotgun, overdrive shotgun cannons. That's the fast firing things. Basically, you can fire all the time. Here we have open base, but here we will actually have torpedoes, not pulse on missile, but here we will have real torpedoes with warheads mounted, and we will launch them with beams with push effect thing on, I believe is what I do want, because push pulse did not work very well. I haven't understand it yet. I don't even know why it exists. So we will install that later on. Here we have a super large cannon. However, it's very ineffective. It's a bit sad. They will probably patch it soon anyways, but this is a EMP siege cannon. So it's a cannon pulse, very heavy. Let's see here. Here we have some energy sticking out. Yes, yes, yes. Here I might have to fix this look a bit better when the turrets are on here. I want them a bit more pointy, like pointy up this way. But this is so-called nukes. It's pulse missile, and they are parted up in several parts, which make them be a bit harder to fire down, I hope. And well, here under these lids we have the very impressive missile overdrive system. It's 16% overdrive and the completed drained energy, like Russian nuke missiles, even those here are more nuke. Let's see here. Here we'll have a turret of some kind later on, but here you can see this docking base little doorway. Well, let me go outside here. I won't fire the missile on you yet, I think, because I don't know if I think they will hit the station. Anyways, we have inner ship remotes for these things, and you have to press them twice. And this is the missile gates, and you can see the red lights lit up, and the missiles are exposed, ready to fire, and that's heat seeks if you don't know the combination in your head. Well. I will now spawn a couple of pirates. Let's open the missile gates, and now I will fire the overdrive missiles, draining the energy. And these are quite powerful. Let's see if they're overheating right away. No, they are not. We can turn on our iron shield protection, and we should also lock on our nukes here. Very, very heavy missiles. Take ages to reload, and these ships has anti-missile systems, so there are a good chance that they will be shot down. Okay, look at the stats up and to the left. Now we are closing in. Very slow missiles. Ah, you can see they drained, overheated. Well, very fast. Interesting. Well, I believe we are going back and installing the last missile turret, which we forgot to activate before this fight. Now now they seem to be working a bit better. And those at the back then. Are they faring well? Not quite. Anyways, this ship is specialized on shield generation, so it will generate its shields quite fastly, which is kind of what it does. Not too much shields, but I can bring up the stats here for you. Well, you can see them here. Oh yeah, 2 million hit points, armor, almost 1 million. Oh yeah, shields 300,000 and 22,000 per second. Well, anyways, I will continue with fixing up this ship, installing the last of the turrets, and well, basically continuing much of the design, and well, I hope you have liked my little view of the ship. I believe it's a quite long video of showcasing a not done ship, but I do hope you liked it, and I do hope I will see you in the next video. Well, this has been Jimmyism Total Nerdy Channels, StarMade Nerdy. See you in next video. Jimmyism out.